Emma thought she was just saving a dog. Tag on its collar showed the address of her brother who disappeared 20 years ago. No one knew about that house. City around the world. Are you watching this video today? Write it in the comments. And if you believe family secrets deserve to be revealed, don't forget to subscribe. Emma Rodriguez, 32 years old, living in Portland, Oregon, was a teacher. She lived alone, never married. There was a big emptiness in her life because she had lost her brother Michael 20 years ago. Michael was 3 years younger than Emma. In 1992, when he was only 15 years old, he had run away from home. The family searched for him, contacted the police, couldn't find any trace. Time passed, his family began to consider him dead. Emma's mother, Margaret, never talked about Michael anymore. Father William was the same way. They acted as if Michael had never existed. This situation made Emma very sad, but she stayed quiet for family peace. Saturday, Emma had gone to the Portland Animal Shelter. She had wanted to adopt a dog for a long time. She was looking for a companion to ease her loneliness. There were dozens of dogs at the shelter. All were looking for owners, all waiting for love. As Emma walked among the cages, one dog's eyes caught her attention. Medium-sized, brown and white mixed, looked like a golden retriever mix. The dog's eyes were very sad, but when it saw Emma, it started wagging its tail. How did it get here? She asked shelter worker Mark, found last week. It was wandering near Hayward Street. Ownerless, hungry, thirst. Condition is good, but we couldn't find its owner. Emma opened the cage, went next to the dog. Dog immediately came to her hand. It had such a sweet attitude that it would melt Emma's heart. I want to adopt this dog. Handle the paperwork. By the way, the dog has an ID tag on its collar. The phone number doesn't work. Emma looked at the dog's collar. It was an old, worn collar. There was a small metal plate on it. The following information was written on the plate. 57 Elmwood Drive, 972Y503 555 7832. When Emma read the address, she froze. 47 Elmwood Drive. This address seemed very familiar to her. Figure out where she knew it from. Is this address still valid? She asked Mark. I don't know. Called the phone number, but it doesn't work. Probably the old owners moved. Dog home. She continued to use the name Rex. The dog was used to this name. Couldn't get that address out of her mind. 1247 Elmwood Drive. That evening, Emma researched the address on the internet. She found it on Google Maps. Elmwood Drive was an old neighborhood in northeast Portland. Emma didn't know that area, had never been there. Something bothered her. As if she had heard this address before. One day, Emma decided to go to that address. She took Rex with her too. Maybe if he saw his old house, he would remember something. Elmwood Drive was a quiet street. Old houses, big trees, peaceful atmosphere. Number 1247 was a small single-story house. Its garden was well maintained, but the house looked empty. Emma got out of the car, followed her. Dog immediately got excited, as if he recognized the house. He ran to the garden gate, started barking. Moment, an elderly woman came out of the neighboring house. I'm sorry, the dog got excited. I'm Emma. I'm investigating this house. Elderly woman looked around 70s family's house. They moved 5 years ago. The Smith family, Peter and Linda Smith, they were very good people. They also had a son, but he had left home long before. Emma's heart stopped. Uncle Smith, he was a nice boy, but he had problems with his family. He ran away from home at a young age. His family was very upset. Emma started trembling. Uncle Smith, brother's name was also Michael. Their surname was Rodriguez, not Smith. How old was this Michael when he left home? I think he was 15, 16 years old. In the 1990s or so. It was a very sad situation. Emma's mind was confused. Who disappeared in 1992 at age 15. Same age, same name, same time period. Couldn't be a coincidence. Where does this family live now? They didn't leave an address when they moved, but I think they went to Eugene. They were still looking for their son. When Emma returned home, her head was in turmoil. Dog was acting comfortable, as if he was in his own home. This was also very strange. Night, Emma started researching Michael Smith on the internet. Missing persons in Portland, Smith family, 1990s. She tried every word combination. Finally, she found a news article from the 1992 Portland Oregonian newspaper. Search continues for missing. Teen 15-year-old Michael Smith has been missing from his family's Portland home for 3 weeks. Parents Peter and Linda Smith haven't lost hope of finding their son. 5'8", tall, brown hair, blue eyes, last seen near Elmwood Drive area. Emma looked at the photo. Young Michael Smith. Photo looked very much like her brother. Emma's family was Rodriguez. Michael Rodriguez, not Smith, called her mother. Mom, I need to talk to you about something. What happened, Emma? About Michael. What was his real last name? Margaret changed her voice. Why are you asking? Did he ever use the surname Smith? Margaret was silent for a long time. Then she took a deep breath. Emma, there are some things that are better if you don't know. Do you mean Michael wasn't our biological child? Emma went into shock. What? We adopted him when he was 10 years old. Before that, he lived with a different family, the Smith family. Why did you never tell me? Because Michael didn't want it to be known. He wanted to build a new life. The Rodriguez surname came our son. What about his previous family? Contact with them. Michael didn't want it, but I think they never forgot him. Emma started crying. Could her missing brother for 20 years have actually returned to the Smith family? Mom, dog, named Rex. There's an address on its collar on Elmwood Drive, family's old house. Margaret went silent again. Then, with a trembling voice, she asked, "To that house?" I did. The neighbors said the Smith family moved to Eugene. They were still looking for Michael. Emma, maybe it's time for some secrets to be revealed. The next day, Emma went to Eugene. It was with her too. She had researched the Smith family by phone, found their address. The house in Eugene was small but charming. When Emma came to the door, her heart was beating very fast. Elderly man opened the door. In his 70s, gray hair, tired looking. "Hello, I'm Emma Rodriguez." "Peter Smith." "Yes, I am. Nice to meet you." "I'm Michael's adoptive sister." Peter's face changed. His eyes filled. "Do you know our Michael?" Dog went crazy when he saw Peter. He jumped on the mat, tail like crazy. "Is that you?" Peter hugged the dog. "This is Michael's dog. We've been looking for him for 15 years. Where is Michael?" Peter's eyes filled. "We don't know. He came to our house 5 years ago, but then he disappeared again. He only left Rex." There was a note. What did the note say? "Care of Rex. I'll come back someday." Emma's heart tightened. So her brother was still alive, and he was here 5 years ago. Peter invited Emma into the house. His wife Linda was there too. Very old. Still had hope. Hours about Michael. How he was before age 10. How they missed him after he was adopted. Years have passed. Linda was crying. Could never forget him. "We think about him every day. Why did you give him up for adoption?" Peter bowed his head. "Our financial situation was very bad. I was unemployed. Linda was sick. Couldn't take care of Michael. The Rodriguez family were very good people. We thought they could take better care of him, but we loved him. Always loved him." Told them that Michael had problems with the Rodriguez family too, that he ran away from home at 15, so he ran away from both families. Poor child. Linda brought Michael's childhood photos. Ages 5 to 10, Michael. Years Emma didn't know. Here he is. Linda showed the last photo. 5 years ago, Michael. 32 years old. An adult man. Emma recognized it. Definitely her brother. "Is this my photo?" 4 years old. Always carried it with photo. Her brother had never forgotten her. Linda continued. "When I learned you became a teacher, I was very surprised. Uncle always said my sister will be someone who helps people." Did he really say that? "Yes. He said Emma is very smart. When she grows up, she'll help children." He was right. Emma talked with them for hours that day. She learned about her brother's early days, his childhood, his dreams. Night, Emma stayed with the Smith family. Day, she returned to Portland with Rex. Now she knew Rex's story. Dog was Michael's dog, and Michael was still alive somewhere. He had returned 5 years ago, but left again. Why Emma decided to work as a detective? She decided to search for Michael. First, she checked the shelters in Portland. Maybe Michael had left Rex there. Person who found Rex at the shelter near Hayward Street. Someone brought the dog from the street, but that person didn't leave identification. Security cameras. 2 weeks ago recordings. A man brings the dog to the shelter. The man was tall, brown hair. He looked like Michael, according to the police station. The man's face wasn't clearly visible in the cameras, but his body structure resembled Michael's. Police couldn't help Emma. She could file a missing person report, but Michael was an adult and could stay missing if he wanted. Tried another way. Started looking for Michael's old friends, people he knew in Portland in the 1990s. One of them had seen Michael 3 years ago. He was working in Seattle. He was a construction worker, but we didn't talk much. Still seemed to have the same problems. He feels guilty for leaving both families. He doesn't want to be a burden to anyone. Emma decided to go to Seattle. Maybe Michael was there. In Seattle, she checked construction companies. Anyone working named Michael Smith or Michael Rodriguez? Found him at the third company. Michael Rodriguez had worked there 2 years ago, but he wasn't there anymore. Where did he live? In a small apartment, but he moved 6 months ago. Didn't leave an address. Emma went to that apartment. The neighbors knew Michael. Quiet man to anyone. Worked and came home. Where did he move? We don't know, but he had a dog. He loved that dog very much. Emma was starting to lose hope. Trail had gone cold again. Night as she sat in her hotel, behaving strange, looking toward the door as if waiting for someone. Emma was curious. Opened the door. There was no one in the corridor, but Rex wanted to go out. On his leash. They went out. The dog was pulling toward a certain direction, as if he recognized a place. 10 minutes. Rex came to a small park. Emma followed the dog. There were a few homeless people in the park. They were staying in tents. Rex ran toward one of them. The man sitting in front of the tent raised his head. Emma's heart stopped. It was Michael, brother, 20 years. She had finally found him. Michael started crying when he saw Rex. "How are you here?" Then he saw Emma, shock on his face. "How did you find me?" Emma ran and hugged her brother, crying. 20 years. "Why didn't you come back?" "Because I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I disappointed 2 families." "You didn't disappoint anyone. We all love you, miss you." Told Michael that she had visited the Smith family. They were still looking for him. "Really? Do they still want me?" "Of course they want you. You're their son." That night, Emma took Michael to the hotel. Her brother was very tired, very lonely, but he wasn't alone anymore. Day they returned to Portland together. Peter and Linda saw Michael. Their world changed. Their son had returned. "Can you forgive us?" Peter was crying. "We should never have let you go. I'm your son." Never changed. Then they went to the Rodriguez family. Margaret and William were also very emotional when they saw Michael. "Dad, I want to stay home." "Of course we accept you. This is your home." Michael now started living between his 2 families. He visited the Smith family on weekends, stayed with the Rodriguez family during weekdays. Brotherhood bond between Emma and Michael also strengthened again, trying to make up for 20 years of longing. Dog was finally happy too. Owner had returned. He had a new family. Months later, Michael found a job, built his life. He wasn't running anymore. He wasn't hiding anymore. Told Emma, "If you hadn't adopted Rex, I would still be lost. Dog brought us together, teaches us this. Sometimes the people we think are lost are just waiting to be found. And sometimes the smallest clue, the most unexpected connection can reunite us with our loved ones." 20 years that he had disappointed both families was that both families had never forgotten him. Don't lose hope for someone who is lost. They might be waiting for you to find them. If you liked this story, don't forget to subscribe. We're here for lost connections and family stories.